All right, we're recording. Oh, let nobody ask what I'm saying. Crazy love is just for me. This is my second attempt to make this video about Crazy Lovin'. After finishing, and I mean finishing, the first one, I realized that I did a couple of fingering mistakes. So I decided to redo it all over again. And here we go. Needs to admit, I liked the sound of my first demo, the one with mistakes, better. However, now at least I'm confident I'm doing it right. Well, almost. Let's see. And here is what was my very first fingering mistake. In the very beginning of the solo we have obviously these notes. Well, we have also some open strings, more on that in a minute. But what about fingering? I was really trying to play it like this. Jumping with my index finger from here to here, and that was pretty inconvenient, but I didn't know what to do with that until I paid attention to the licks that Grady plays prior to the solo in the previous verse, where Johnny Carroll is not singing anymore, but solo kind of has not started yet. And what Grady does there is some sliding. So he slides into this note, into B on third string from A. And you wouldn't slide it like this, I believe. You will have to find some more convenient way. And the more convenient way would be obviously using middle finger. And once you realize that, there are no questions anymore. There is only one actually convenient and right way to play this, which goes like this. So this whole lick is based around these two double stops actually, played using these two fingers, index and middle. Quick bends and sliding all the way up to 12th fret. So the whole lick once again. And now what about open strings? Yes, obviously there are open strings, open first and sometimes open second, but if you listen attentively to the recording, you will realize that those open strings are not always there. So I would actually guess that that sound of open strings, we can hear that because Grady was somewhat inaccurate in a good way with his right hand speaking. And I mean, if you think about the tempo, in this crazy tempo it's hard to be 100% accurate. And that's why sometimes we do hear those open strings, like here. Obviously we hear open second and just a touch of open first. Here we have no open strings. Here we have open first string. Here, open first string is also barely present. And finally, on 12th fret, you can probably hear that I don't do it like this with my right hand. So I don't intentionally pick across two strings. I try to concentrate on picking on second string, but do it in a way that sometimes I try to touch also first. Then the next line, the next part of the solo goes like this. Well, it's a longer one, however, it's kind of easy to memorize. What you can notice, first of all, I'm playing it here in 5th/4th position on the fretboard. Although you can, in theory, play it here using open strings, Grady was not doing this, and I will show you some evidence in a minute. One more thing. I have a feeling that Grady was using only his index and ring fingers of his left hand, because I kind of can hear a bit of sloppiness when Grady is reaching notes on 4th fret, so maybe he was struggling a little bit, I don't know. You can play it using other fingers as well. So let's go through this line once again. And here we actually have an evidence that Grady really played it here in this position on the fretboard, because this low open E string is not a single note. If you listen attentively, you will realize that it's actually an octave. There is also a touch of another E on 5th string 7th fret. And you can achieve this effect only if you stay here and not here. And by the way, before that we have a slide on 4th string. So let's play it once again. Slide, octave, 2 times low E, back on higher E, and again. And then we have the signature lick of this song that I also play, by the way, in this position on the fretboard. Open A, and that was the final lick of the solo, by the way. What is important here? These bands that I play on 3rd string. So the first band is going up, however the second one, it's first of all you will have to go quickly up, but what is important is that release of this band is going slower, much slower than the band itself. you need to make it kind of apparent. Up, time, wow, wow. But why do I play it here on the fretboard? Didn't Grady play it here using open strings? Well, apparently he did. At least in the ending of the song, if you listen to the same lick in the ending, Grady does a subtle picking mistake, which is only possible if he was staying here in the open position. So what you can hear on the recording in the ending sounds something like this. And here is this subtle Grady speaking mistake. Instead of playing one single note, he hits 2 or maybe even 3 open strings. And that's something that would really only be possible if Grady was playing it here like this. But at the same time, if you compare simply the sound of this lick in the ending of the song, to the sound of the same lick that Grady plays in the end of the solo, you might realize that the sound of this lick as Grady plays it in the solo is somewhat warmer. So in the ending you can really hear a lot of treble bite in Grady's sound, exactly that kind of treble bite that you would attribute to using open strings and playing these notes on first 2 strings, while in the end of the solo, at least to my ear, that sounds more like this. You can hear the difference. Well, maybe I'm just going crazy, but I really have this theory that Grady might have been playing this lick differently in the beginning, ending, and in the solo. Or maybe sound engineer just rolled off a bit of treble when Grady was soloing during the recording. I don't know. So let me know in the comments what do you think about the matter. And thank you for watching. Bye!